Hello and welcome to this video that I'm recording in lieu of the standard module choice talk. I'm David Thackeray, the Director of Education. Obviously you will have received a number of emails from me over recent days. We realise this is a very stressful time for the whole university community, students and staff alike. You will get details over the next few days over how teaching is running next week from your tutors. In terms of assessment, we made changes to that which were announced on Tuesday afternoon. Obviously since then there's been the announcement by the government that schools are closing, so over the next few days and weeks we need to think about whether any further adjustments need to be made in terms of assessment. Please bear with me on that, because those discussions need to take place at a college level so that we can assume that what we're doing in history is as closely aligned with the rest of humanities. We also need to make sure that external examiners are aware of the discussions that are taking place so that what we do at Exeter is comparable to other places within the university sector. So there might well be further announcements over the next few days and weeks, and I'll make sure to give you an update as soon as possible. With all that in mind, module choice might not be at the forefront of your thoughts at the moment, but I thought I would just explain how it's working this year. To the best of my knowledge, the current deadline of 27th of March is staying. If there's any update to that, because we feel that there might need to be an extension, then you will be updated as soon as possible. As with every other year, you're required to do 120 credits of modules at level 3 if you're a full-time student. If you're a part-time student, then it's normally 60 credits of modules you would do for each year for level 3. So as with previous years, history module choice is not first come first served. You rank a number of modules that you would like to do, and as far as possible you're given either your top choice or your second choice. We need to ensure that there's parity for all students. As with other years, you can exercise modularity. If you want to know about how modularity works, then I suggest you look at the program pages for your course online. If you have any queries about whether you can select particular modules outside of history, then just contact the history office and they should be able to assist. Obviously, due to the exceptional circumstances of recent days, they might take a bit longer than usual to reply to you. If you want to get a sense of what modules are available and the type of things you would be doing if you're selecting those modules, then you should click on the Exeter Humanities intranet, go on studying, click on undergraduates, modules, and then history level 3, and obviously select 2020 to 21. So each of the modules which is going to be available for next year has a short description on there. There's also details of the typical content in terms of lectures and seminars, and also some basic reading there as well. In nearly all cases as well, I think there's details of the convener for each of those modules. So if you've got any questions about the kind of things that you'll be doing, then do feel free to contact those module conveners via email. I would also recommend that you look on ELI to see the existing web pages of those modules. So most of the modules that are running next year, with just one or two exceptions, have run either this year or in previous years, so they have existing ELI pages which will have more details about the content of those courses. A number of tutors are also making videos as well to outline their courses. I'll make sure that these are available to you via YouTube and hopefully ELI as well over the next few days. So as with previous years, you don't need any existing knowledge of the particular area that you'll be studying in your module. You're also not expected to have any relevant language skills. All sources will be made available in translation, and there's no expectation that you, say, develop beginner's Spanish or Russian to do a special subject in those areas. You also do not need to worry about overlap in terms of the modules that you choose. So it's quite common for people to do a special subject and a comparative which address similar themes, and also as well for students to do a dissertation which is based on a similar theme to their special subject or comparative. If next year you're kind of worried about particular assignments having any overlap, then you can contact your module tutors about that. But for now, in terms of module choice, you don't need to worry about any of those issues, and they're very rarely a problem at level 3 anyway for individual assignments. Okay, so as I said, if you've got any just more general inquiries about module choice, contact individual tutors, contact the history office. I'm also happy to answer any inquiries as well. So in terms of how history level 3 works, obviously the kind of major team taught module is the dissertation. If you want to do a dissertation in history, you need to have done doing history in a previous year. So for next year, the dissertation will be a 8,000 word piece of work. How it works in practice is that in term 3, you produce a nomination of interest form, where you rank a number of topics that you would like to study. We, as far as possible, try and assign you a supervisor who works in that field. During the rest of term 3, you have some supervision time so that you can contact and consult that supervisor. You can discuss initial ideas that you have for the project, and they can offer you advice. Early in term 1 of the next academic year, you produce a detailed dissertation research plan where you outline your kind of general ideas for the project. You get feedback from your supervisor on that, and they work with you to develop the dissertation project over subsequent months. Before it is submitted early in term 3, i.e. late April, early May. As well as that, you get a number of lectures which are connected to particular historical periods or issues such as using oral history sources in dissertations. There are also a number of dissertation workshops that you will do with staff and students who are working in similar areas to yourself. So that's how the dissertation works. The Doing History project is designed to help you be equipped to have some of the skills that you need for the dissertation. There are also a number of... so dissertation is 30 credits. Also 30 credits are the comparative modules. Now, the way that comparatives work is they're usually taught by a team of 3 tutors. In some cases, such as news, media and communication, they work on quite different historical time periods. So that module is usually staffed by a medievalist, an early modern specialist and a modernist. Other modules, you might have tutors who work on similar time periods, but they look at quite different geographical regions. So the idea with the comparative modules is that you study a historical theme or issue, such as revolutions or heroes, or debates about race, resistance and decolonisation over a long historical period and from different thematic and methodological perspectives. So the way that the comparative modules work is that in term 1 you have a number of lectures which are organised by tutors, and they also organise standard seminars as well. In term 2, as part of the comparative, you are required to organise a group-led seminar. Okay, sorry, my screen just went there. That was a bit alarming. So you're required to organise a group-led seminar, which means that your group is responsible for organising the tasks and activities for one of the weekly seminars. You're also expected to announce what reading is required of the group and to organise the group discussions. So the group-led seminar is one of the major assessments that you do for the comparative modules. Half of the final year is made up of the special subjects. So you'll select a special subject which has two components, sources and context, which account for 30 credits each. These are taught concurrently, so you have to choose the same sources and contexts for that module. You can't do half and half from different modules. So special subject is taught intensively. It's 2 seminars a week for term 1 and term 2. Also, as well, there's no standard lecture content for the special subjects, so they are focused around intensive seminar study. So those are kind of some of the kind of basic details for you there. As I said, there's a number of places you can go if you want more detail about how module choice works at level 3 for history. So as I said, I hope you're all well and safe, and we'll provide you with any further details that we can about how teaching assessment is working in due course. Thank you.